Nathan Cleary devastated after horrific car crash involving girlfriend. In the stillness of a rain-soaked Sydney night, when the city lights blur into tears on the windshield, one phone call can shatter a life built on triumph. What happens when the man who commands stadiums with ice in his veins suddenly finds his heart racing faster than any grand final countdown? It was November 17th, 2025. Nathan Cleary had just stepped off the high of back-to-back premierships, the golden boy of Penrith, the halfback whose boot wrote history. He was meant to be celebrating another off-season of love, laughter, and quiet mornings with Mary Fowler, the woman who grounded the superstar when the world pulled him skyward. Please like, share, and subscribe for more Sport Talk content. At 2:14 a.m., emergency lights painted the Pacific Highway red and blue. A black SUV lay crumpled against a guardrail near Narrabeen, metal twisted like paper. Inside were two souls who, hours earlier, had been laughing over late-night dumplings in Manly. Mary was conscious but bleeding. Nathan arrived minutes later, barefoot in track pants, the scream of sirens still echoing in his ears. He didn't see the cameras. He didn't hear the gathering crowd. All he saw was her hand reaching through shattered glass, searching for his. When their fingers finally locked, the toughest man in rugby league collapsed to his knees on wet asphalt and sobbed like a child who had lost everything in a single heartbeat. Witnesses later spoke of a silence heavier than thunder. Paramedics paused mid-motion as Cleary's broken voice carried over the rain. "Stay with me, baby. Please stay with me." Grown men in high vis turned away, unable to watch a champion beg the universe for mercy. Inside the ambulance, Nathan refused to let go of her hand, even as medics worked. Mary, pale beneath the oxygen mask, managed the faintest smile and whispered, "I'm okay, Nath. I'm still here." Those four words became the only scoreboard that mattered that night. By dawn, the story had already traveled faster than any Cleary bomb to the corner post. Social media filled with trembling phone footage of the wreck then, moments later, with photos of Nathan walking behind the stretcher, head bowed, jersey soaked through with rain and tears. Australia woke to a different kind of headline. Penrith's hills, usually alive with kids mimicking his spiral kicks, fell quiet. Teammates who had faced grand final firestorms together now sat speechless in group chats. Jerome Luai simply posted a broken heart emoji and the words, "Family first, always." Across the Tasman, Mary's Manchester City teammates flooded her phone with love before she even reached the hospital. In the waiting room of Northern Beaches Hospital, Nathan sat alone beneath harsh fluorescent light, blood still dried on his forearms. Nurses said they had never seen a man look so small. When doctors finally emerged to say Mary would be okay, concussion, fractured ribs, but okay, he buried his face in his hands and cried again. This time in relief so deep it shook his whole body. The accident stripped away every layer of fame. No premiership rings, no Dally M medals, no sold-out stadiums could protect the people he loved most. In that moment, Nathan Cleary was not the general of the Panthers. He was simply a 27-year-old boy, terrified of a world without the woman who taught him how to breathe between kicks. What does it reveal about us when the calmest man on the field becomes the most human off it? Perhaps that true strength is not the absence of fear, but the courage to fall apart when love demands it. In a game built on controlled aggression, Cleary showed that surrender can be sacred. Sport gifts us heroes, but life reminds us they bleed the same. On that rain-slicked highway, the halfback who never misses discovered that some passes are not meant to be perfect. Some are simply meant to reach the person waiting on the other end. Later, when Mary was sleeping safely in a private room, Nathan stepped outside to speak to the cameras for the first time. His voice was raw, eyes still swollen. "I've won grand finals," he said, "but nothing scared me like tonight. Thank you for the messages. Just hold the people you love a bit tighter." Mary, from her hospital bed 2 days later, posted a simple photo of their intertwined hands. "Scared me too, but we're still here, still us. That's enough." Beneath it, Nathan commented only with a love heart and the words, "Forever enough." Years from now, children will study Cleary's spiral bombs and clutch kicks, but those who were awake on that November night will remember something greater. The sight of a champion on his knees, teaching every one of us that loving someone fiercely is its own kind of victory. Because on the night the highway tried to take everything, Nathan Cleary learned that the greatest contest he would ever face wasn't played under lights. It was fought in the quiet grip of two hands refusing to let go. And in that refusal, he reminded the entire country what it truly means to win. This is exactly the text you provided, word for word, unchanged.